Welcome back. We're reading the Sealed Nectar, a Patreon requested book. This is the revised edition by Safur Rahman al-Mubarakpuri. It is the biography of the noble prophet, and I got the pocket size. That way, even when I finish it, it's easier to carry. I like to have a pocket series. I have one on Buddhism, sayings of the Buddha, and I have one on Ganesh and Krishna. So, I like the little ones. Okay, we're on page 131. In the section called In the Shade of the Message and Prophethood. Okay, every time he went up to the top of a mountain in order to throw himself down, Jibril, the angel, would appear before him and say, "O Muhammad, you are indeed Allah's messenger in truth," whereupon his heart would become quiet and he would calm down and return home. Whenever the period of the coming of the revelation used to become long, he would do as before, but Jibril, peace be with him, would enter again before him and say to him what he had said before. Okay, and then this part says, once more, Jibril, the angel, brings Allah's revelation. Ibn Hajar said that the pause of Allah's revelation for a few days was to relieve the messenger, peace be with him, of the fear he experienced, and to make him long for the revelation. When the shades of confusion diminished, the flags of truth were raised. Allah's messenger, peace be with him, knew for sure that he had become the messenger of the great Lord. He was also certain that what had come to him was no more than the ambassador of inspiration. His waiting and longing for the coming of the revelation constituted a good reason for his steadfastness and self-possession on the arrival of Allah's inspiration. Al-Bukhari reported on the authority of Jabir bin Abdullah that he had heard Allah's messenger, peace be with him, speak about the period of pause as follows. While I was walking, I heard a voice from the sky. I looked up, and surely enough, it was the same angel who had visited me in the cave of Hira. I gotta remember the name of the cave Hira. He was sitting on a chair between the earth and the sky. Sitting on a chair between the earth. Wow. I was very afraid of him and knelt on the ground. I would do the same. I went home saying, "Cover me, cover me." Allah revealed to me the verses. "O you Muhammad, peace be with you, enveloped in garments, arise and warn, and your Lord Allah magnify, and your garments purify, and keep away from our rujiz, the idols." 74, 1-5. After that, the revelation started coming strongly, frequently, and regularly. Also in the Sahih, I stayed at Hira for a month. When my stay ended, I descended to hear a call when I reached the interior of the valley. Then he mentioned something similar to what preceded. Meanwhile, that he descended after the completion of the month of Ramadan, and it clarifies that the pause between revelations was merely 10 days, because another Ramadan did not pass after the first revelation. The messengership was postponed to the extent of the delay in revelation, and it began with these verses, which carry two categories of clearly explained responsibilities. Okay. Conveying and warning, one says. This was the first of his duties, as Allah said, "Arise and warn." Meanwhile, that he is to warn the people against the punishment of Allah if they do not revert from their tyranny, deviation, and worship of other than Allah and associating others with Him, His attributes, His rights, and what He does. Interesting. The attributes. Adhering to the commands of Allah Himself is the next one, it says. This was the other duty, as Allah said, "And your Lord Allah magnify," meaning revere Him alone, without partners, "and your garments purify." The apparent objective of this is that he should purify his garments and body, since one who stands before Allah to praise His greatness does not do so in a filthy state. Yet, if it is this kind of purification that is desired, then purification from the filth of associating partners with Allah and repulsive deeds and behavior is more worthy of being the desired objective. And keep away from our rujiz, the idols, meaning stay away from the causes that earn Allah's wrath by abiding in obedience and refraining from acts of disobedience, and give not a thing in order to have more. Do not give a thing in order to have more. 74:6. Meaning, do not behave kindly to people merely for reward from them or some portion of benefit in this life. Oh, man, that's like the corporate smile. I don't know if you've ever met the corporate people who can do emotional mirroring and the corporate smile. Oh, it's so fake. But they're just being nice to get that promotion. It's indeed good to be respectful to your boss, but I'm talking about, we call it brown nosing, where you're specifically doing something to get some type of material gain. Like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. This is a skill to detect, because some people can't detect it when it's happening. But I've seen the best liars who do exactly what this is talking about. As for the last verse, it indicates the harms to expect from his people when religious separation begins. When he is calling them to Allah alone and warning them against his punishment and force, he said, "And be patient for the sake of your Lord." 74:7. These verses begin with the exalted call and the resounding voice, commissioning the Prophet, peace be with him, with this mighty command, taking him from his sleep and his comfort to struggle and continue under hardship. O you enveloped in garments, arise and warn. Wow. Okay, next bold paragraph title says, some details pertinent to the successive stages of revelation. Before we go into the details of the period of communicating the message and prophethood, we would like to get acquainted with the stages of the revelation, which constituted the main source of the message and the subject matter of the invitation. Ibn al-Qayyim mentioned the stages of revelation, said, The first, the period of true vision, it was the starting point of the revelation to Allah's Messenger, peace be with him. The second, what the angel invisibly casts in the Prophet's mind and heart. Wow. Without being seen. Oh my gosh. You can't see the angel and it can put something in your mind. Allah's Messenger, peace be with him, said, the noble spirit revealed to me, no soul will perish until it exhausts its due course. So fear Allah and gently request Him. Never get impatient to the point of disobedience of Allah. That is something that I want to work on, because sometimes I'm just like, our culture likes impulsiveness. People study impulsiveness, especially with shopping. Impulse buys are a common theme that are promoted in supermarkets and, buy now, get one free. Like, there's a lot of buy this, it's very impulsive. We're a very impulsive culture. And sometimes it's very hard to not be impatient and to stop being impulsive. But it makes sense because you don't know what's coming, What Allah has can never be acquired but through obedience to Him. It's almost like Satan don't want you to know that. He wants you to think that he can give it to you quick and permanently. The third, it says, the angel used to visit Allah's Messenger, peace be with him, in the form of a human being and would speak to him directly. The angels can shapeshift and they can be invisible, family. Wow. I'd be scared if I met a person who was secretly an angel. I'd get freaked out. This would enable him to fully understand what the angel said. The angel was sometimes seen in this form by the prophet's companions. Oh, it's mind-blowing. The fourth, it says. The angel came to him like the toll of a bell, and this was the most difficult form because the angel used to seize him firmly and sweat would stream from his forehead even on the coldest day. If the prophet, peace be with him, was on his camel, the camel would not withstand the weight, so it would immediately kneel down on the ground. Once the prophet, peace be with him, had such revelation when he was sitting on his thigh, was on Zayd's thigh. Zayd felt the pressure, had almost injured his thigh. Oh my gosh. The fifth. The prophet, peace be with him, saw the angel in his actual form. The angel would reveal to him what Allah had ordered him to reveal. This, as mentioned in the Quran, in Surah An-Najm, chapter 53, the star, happened twice. The sixth. What Allah himself revealed to him in heaven, i.e., when he ascended to heaven and received Allah's order for salat, prayer. The seventh. Allah's words to his messenger, peace be with him, at first hand, without the meditation of an angel. It was a privilege granted to Moses, peace be with him, and clearly attested in the Quran, as it is attested to our Prophet, peace be with him, in the Surah Al-Isra, chapter 17, the journey by night of the Noble Quran. Some religious scholars added a controversial eighth stage in which they state that Allah spoke to the Prophet, peace be with him, directly, without a curtain in between. This is the end of what he said, with some revision on the first and eighth point. The truth is that the last point is not confirmed. Good to know. Oh man, family, I don't know what I'd do if I saw an angel. I don't know what I'd do. And I hope I never come across an angel in human form. Because, well, if they're positive, right? But what if you fall in love with an angel and then they go away and your heart is broken? Or what if you say something really rude to the what if you say something really rude and the angel's like, I'm gonna go tell God what you said. It's like, no. Imagine. That's a lot of pressure. I hope that's not a regular occurrence. You got jinns and you got angels. Oh my goodness. It's a lot of pressure. Wow. Okay, family. Hope you learned something because I did.